Do-do-do. Double check the volume. Game audio is there, might need a bit of an increase. Mainly just boosting up the music a little. So let's confirm that and go for a brand new game. Played it for a few hours when it first, well, I'll say a few hours, probably about 10 hours when it first came out. Apparently it's had some quality of life things come through recently though. And also, the mule has been beefed up. And when you tell me that you've made the black hole gun beefier, well, I'm not going to say no to that. Because it's a gun that makes black holes. Which is very much never going to be a real thing.
Warning. Structural integrity failing. Emergency resuscitation of all personnel initiated. Exit this facility and report to Production Terminal Lima.
Let me just double check my sensitivity, because that's a bit crazy. Yeah, let's dial back on that a bit. Thank you. Control take all was space. But actually, whilst I'm thinking about it, let me just double check to see what the bit rate is. Okay, we're not having dropped frames. That was just a bit jerky on my end. That's fine. Oh, it's because of the camera shake. Yeah, let's not have any screen shake, thank you. I like not having my eyes go funny. And everything that was good. Oh, there we go. That is much nicer on the eyes. Let me out. And
Hello?
here's the pretty game.
Can you hear me? Your suit can't transmit a voice or ID signal, but my sensors are indicating you're out there. First things first, check in at that production terminal. I need a second set of eyes on how badly damaged it is.
First things first is I'm taking all of this plant. Because, oh, are we going to need all this plant? Okay, so we need iron
Terminal is cooked.
and copper.
Mining drills were the only buildable tech I could recover. Try crafting a few with materials from some of the chests around here. If you want to give your shoulder a rest, try building a mining drill or two. And you want them at both the iron veins and the copper ones.
Silence! Where was the copper one? There's the copper one. It's much quicker for me to do it this way, just to get that first bit out of the way.
Congratulations, Breaker. You mined all of the ore you needed for the objective without building a single mining drill. I think we need to talk.
Okay. I didn't get that before, because last time I did what she asked and actually did the mining. I didn't realise that they had actually put in a different voice line for if you don't build anything. Okay, now we actually need them.
Mining is a noble profession. My great-grandfather would be proud of you. Also, if he had a mining drill, he would have never swung a pick again. People who respect hard work don't make it any harder than it has to be. In the long run, automation is always the way to go.
I know!
Good work getting that ore plugged into the terminal, Groundbreaker. If you weren't on my crew, you should have been. For the next phase of repairs, you're gonna need a scanner. The tech for it unlocked automatically when you fix this thing, so open up your crafting menu and build one.
Task inbound. Mining drill. Must be built at an ore vein and fueled with plant matter.
Would like the scanner though.
Task inbound. Scanner. Scan machine fragments to restore tech tree access.
Can I not? No, I can't. I can't have that. That's not fair. Right, so we need at least a gap of 1 between those. Then we'll go and do the same layout down here. I've kind of figured out the way I like doing the ore. So it's with the 1 gap.
If you need fuel to get those machines running, try harvesting a few plants. They'll forgive you.
Yes, I understand this. This is not my first mining rodeo. That's near enough all of them mining, and then we can go to the tech tree.
Warning. Research cores required for activation of new technologies. Refer to tech tree for current core manifest.
Now, theoretically, we should already be able to do these then. But that is not the case. So we can't use those, we to make our own. It's fine. It's not difficult. And whilst we wait, our miners are slowly getting us the stuff we need.
Research cores constructed. Smelter technology available for activation in tech tree.
Let's do
Technology activated.
4.
Proceed with construction of smelter. Task inbound. Smelter. Supply with ore to produce ingots. Requires plant matter for fuel.
And we can't properly automate yet, so it's not that much of a big deal not leaving much room between them, because by the time we actually get to automate, we're probably going to be in the next cave. Oh, I do need to keep an eye out for the extra tech that's left lying around. So let's do half that. And then we can do half and half for that. Rinse and repeat with copper. And now we wait. Any more nice tech around? Probably not. Oh, no, there's that one bit that we needed to scan that was here.
Upgrade module scanned. Additional tech tiers or cores may be required. Open tech tree to review.
And that should be all the ingots we need. We need 30 iron, 30 ingot, some conveyor belts, and some inserters and some
Terminal
conveyors.
upgraded. New
I mean, some
technology and
containers.
crafting schematics available.
So, that we can do quite easily. 4 inserters we can do quite easily. The ingots and for the iron and copper will be working anyway, so then go 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, and that will be our 45 conveyors. So whilst all that's going, by all that's going I mean, wow, that was quick, that's already processed. Should. Thing got done already. So. First production terminal fully upgraded. That took a lot less time than I remember it taking the first time round.
Beacons are back online. Inspect the radio console right next to the screen. It'll start beeping and blinking in 3, 2, 1.
Signal triangulated. New location added to HUD. Life sign.
Access to all local facilities should be restored, including the one I've been stuck in this entire time. I've set an unlock code to the door. I've got some tech you're gonna like, and I know you wouldn't dream of leaving without me anyways.
Silence, Cube. But this is all coming with us.
Sending that signal was more complicated than you think. I don't know why, but these computers feel like second nature now. Sort of the opposite of what I remember it being like. I'd be the one to get you out of a situation like this, instead of the other way around. But I'm not giving up. That's how I know it's still me in here. You'll see.
I love that I already know what's gonna happen when we find out. Do we have to turn power back on to get into that? I forget.
Casualties detected.
Hello, Cube.
What? You've never seen someone stuck inside an alien cube next to their own
Cube,
dead body
defender of
before?
the Earth.
Whatever I was trying to do here, I'm gonna take a wild guess and say it didn't work out. Hopefully, it was worth a shot. Let's go.
Your body's looking a little bit mouldy, I dare say. Probably could do with the wash. Oh, nothing else for me to loot. How could you? That's just mean.
Stop. Scan the fragment in that cage by the stairs before we go. We'll need that tech to get out of the sector.
Mole. One take 2 conveyor belts already. Okay. I'm gonna say no. Make sure I haven't missed anything. Nope, we're good. We are going to want to build one of those. And that's going to be on the terraforming, isn't it?
Local signal deciphered. Sector headquarters. Report to production terminal radio for triangulation.
Sounds like the terminal is fully rebooted. Check the radio console again and see if the beacon it adds to your HUD gives us a clear path home.
Signal triangulated. New location added to HUD. Production terminal Victor.
Breaker, this is the time to activate the mole in your tech tree and build one. We won't be able to cut through to Sector Victor without it.
Make them all.
Task inbound. Mole. Manipulates terrain for traversal and composition of industrial construction sites.
And for those who haven't seen it before, the mole does this.
Bulletin. This mole is not authorized to destroy resources, critical infrastructure, or protected environmental areas.
Okay. Fine. I'll dig through the thing you want me to dig through then.
I never got the chance to thank you for getting me out of that facility. I appreciate it. At the time, it seemed like the best thing to do was focus on work and not get caught up in thinking about anything else. I've tried to stay sharp for both of us, but now that we're almost back to the main line, I'll admit it. I was terrified. It'd be good to see some friendly faces and a few thousand twinkling lights. I'm sure you've got people there too.
And I'm sure they'll easily be able to recognize you.
I don't understand. A factory the size of a city is supposed to be here. It was right here. I know it was. Where is everybody?
Task inbound. Assembler. Power with electricity to produce items in multiplied quantities.
In other words, even though you can handcraft anything, assemblers will make 2 of them in the same time it takes your portable tool to make 1. And we can build 1,000 assemblers, but nobody could ever build another you.
And I already remember. Directly this way? I think it was directly this way. Think. Am I thinking, am I in the right place? What I was thinking. That's just another assembler part. Not going to complain, it gives us components.
Keep an eye on your Echo Sketch map, Breaker. Some walls are more interesting to cut through than others.
Yeah, I think I've gone through the wrong wall. I know that there is. Then again, I think the one that I'm thinking of was just power, which not exactly the most useful of things for us right now, since we don't have a way to generate said power. Let me out. We'll just have to, you know, follow the basic thing, and we'll eventually get told where to go for things anyway. Well, that's something to scan. Giant power... Is that power cables? High voltage cables, yes. Never actually used them on my last run. Never got to the point where they were needed. I need to get myself a new mouse. Every now and then this one just does a little bit of a tweak too far. It's making me lose track of where I'm facing. Let's just steal some more of these. Hit the shortcut.
Fun fact, Breaker. Before they adjusted our suits for them, those creeper plants used to reach out and try to grab anybody who walked by. Got so common that it became a rite of passage for people who joined Deep Recon. Spaghetti got her call sign off of it.
Don't tell me that. Also, I accidentally found the place where we get the water wheel tech from. By taking the shortcut, I went to the wrong place.
The sooner you scan these water wheels, the closer you'll be to never having to turn a crank generator again. We should check out that office, too.
What do we need to get in? processors and advanced circuits, so we ain't getting in here for quite a while. Right, so though we have kind of skipped a step in terms of getting the power. One thing I do like about this is that if you know where to go, you can like memorize the map, because it's not like most factory games that randomize the maps. This one's close to satisfactory, where there is a set map, so you can memorize locations to get things quicker. But this is a smaller map than satisfactory, so it's not quite so painful. If you can memorize a few of the early places, then you can skip a couple of the steps, because normally the way this works with advancing on tech bits like finding the water wheels is there are a bunch of journal entries which are essentially quests. You complete certain quests, it gives you a ping on the radar saying, "We've found something that could be useful. Go and have a look." Or, "There could be a casualty here. Go see if they're okay," etc. It's things like that. So naturally you can go through. So like, that one is marked as HA. Normally, we wouldn't have got that marker until we had done the relevant journal entry, which could be anything from just make 500 ingots to craft 5 of a certain, sort of like make 5 assemblers and then use those assemblers to craft 10 things.
Now that you've got a core composer, all you need is a big enough power floor and a few crank generators to power it. After that, you'll be able to dump cores into it and never worry about placing them one at a time again.
So this, we need 500 ingots.
Core composer. Supply with research cores via belts and inserters for automatic placement and availability.
This terminal is trying to reach out to 100 facilities that might not exist anymore. If we can repair it, we might be able to decipher where those facilities are located. Our people are out there, just like we were. I wouldn't ask you to rebuild this sector for the expedition, but I will ask you to do it for them. The faster we get on these signal and repair objectives, the better our chances of finding them will be. Have a look at some of the new stuff on your tech tree. Keep your eyes out for fragments, and let's get to work. Deciphering this first signal by building power floors looks simple enough. I'm sure it won't be that many. I'm pretty sure.
Task inbound. Power floor. Build to establish structural foundation and conduct electricity from crank generators. Local signal deciphered. Ingress AS2013. Report to production terminal radio for triangulation.
And now that should connect to this. Not that we need this part yet. Can start doing though is getting our mining up. Okay, one in the gap, one in the gap, and one in the gap. Gonna want an inserter going in.
Inserter. Use inserters to transfer items between machines and conveyor belts.
and then inserter to come out. We have 3. For now, I don't care. We can just go. There for now. Okay, and then inserters go in. So half the fuel, half a fuel, half stack of fuel, half stack of fuel, and another half stack of fuel. Right, so iron dealt with. At some point, that will start working. The process with the copper over here. Was it the copper over here? Was there a different vein? Can I fit 3 here? I forget. Yes, yes, I know that priority stuff won't automatically happen, go away, thing on the screen. I was hoping you'd go away on your own, but no. That can't have been the only... That seems way smaller a copper deposit than the last time I played. Did I simply expand it last time? Is that what I'm forgetting? So that was wrong. So 1 going in, which will be for fuel eventually. Again, too close. Inserters in. I do have the... I think I have enough to just do full stacks on all these. I was being conservative. With the amount of plant matter I was thinking we would need, but it does seem that we do have enough to just do the full lot. There we go, give everyone a full stack. And what we could do, I think we do actually have enough. We do have enough. And since we're not making enough to worry about full belts right now, do that. We've got just enough inserters as well. Now that'll slowly fill up. Although I'm just going to cheat and grab the stuff that's in there out first. Because we can use that to actually make stuff whilst the first tech tree is being worked on. Oh, actually, I have just remembered we need an inserter on the other end. Probably 2 or 3, to be honest. And this thing's pinging, so let's go and see what it's talking about.
Signal triangulated. New location added to HUD. Mind the voltage.
So this is the one I was originally thinking that I knew where to go to. Let's go and see how wrong I was. Fairly wrong, it seems. So.
battery pack. Sorry, an accumulator substation. I'll try to go easier on the recon slang. It might help you guess at what those signal names are short codes for. Accumulators won't matter for a while, but get in the habit of scanning anything and everything you find in places like these. It can only help.
Yep, we already have the tech, but we do get parts out of doing this, so I'm never gonna not scan stuff.
If anyone else is still around, they wouldn't be here. These places were pretty much built and left alone.
Yay, the hover pack.
This sector was a dream come true for hydroelectric power. It isn't surprising that we took accumulator construction seriously down here. I faintly remember power sources in other sectors that were even stronger, but they also tended to do things like explode, set things on fire, create giant clouds of poison. You get the drift. You can't go wrong with a good old-fashioned river.
I vaguely recall there being something through these walls as well. I think if it's what I'm thinking of. Let's make sure it's extremely obvious where we came from. Oh, Map does work now. It wasn't working before. Right, so heading this way, there was something. And if I remember right, that something might be the Threshers. I think it was. Because I remember this being a pain to get into.
Door unpowered and secured.
I remember now, we needed a generator here to power the door to get in. Is
Task inbound. Crank generator. Activate with manual or automated rotation to produce electricity.
oh, I already had crank generator. Must have picked them up from something else. Inspect, activate crank.
Power restored.
Jackpot. A warehouse. I knew that gigantic door was a good sign. Scan this place for some basic electrical machines, especially those planters and threshers on the racks, and pick up anything else you can find.
Yep, planters, filter inserters, sweet delicious filters. Yeah, don't think any of these storages have anything in them, and I don't think we're actually allowed to loot them. And loot that though. Yeah, planters and threshers are how we start automating our first bits.
Lots of good tech fragments here, but I doubt we'll find anyone to rescue. People would take what they needed and get back out there.
Yay, lung inserters as well. This was a jackpot. And then planters. This is basically so we can set up automatic farming of plant material for use as fuel, so we don't have to keep manually having to feed stuff in. That's why I've preemptively put the inserters to go inside the miners and not just take stuff out.
Task inbound. Supply facility access door with self-repair materials. Tier 4 technology required to manufacture.
Look through the window breaker. I can literally see the mining charge tech fragment on that table. What kind of miserable bureaucrat puts high explosives behind a securely locked door? You think we would be here if we didn't know what we were doing? I want you to fix that door as soon as possible. I want you to blow things up.
Right. That door is now not going to close, so we can take our crank generator back. And we can revel in the fact that we have gained bits early without having to put in the effort. Because of vague, small memories. Now, what I had done on my last run as well It's because this is on power floor. We can connect our own power floor to it and then use all of those pre-built accumulators. What have we got? We've actually a decent way in, to be honest. Let's at least for a start get a couple of crank generators going. Actually, let's link them together. Think we can do it like that? Oh, and I still actually have to activate the tech for everything else. So I'm going to probably have to build some more in pieces. Yeah, because we have unlocked these things, we just can't get to them yet. Like 2 tech levels before we can get them. That's annoying. Wow, it hasn't even given us some. Yeah, I was really kind of hoping it would have given us an assembler. But it is not that nice to us. Our floor and stairs we do actually want, so we might as well unlock that. Assembly, we just need some more bits. Where am I going to want to put this core composer? I want somewhere tall. Just connect the power floor to the other power floor. Hmm. Oh, there we go. We can't put one there. Need to give it a bit more wiggle room. And steal some of these because we don't actually need all of this. Oh, and especially since I've actually built some of it underground, where it's not useful at all. Okay, well, I guess it wants to be awkward. It's going to have that kind of setup, annoyingly. And then we just need to crank the power, and it will start placing those down for us. Ideally, we will make a small little section to just make purple cores for a while. Yep, there we go. It started to put them out for us now. Well, let's go and check the constructor thing, because it looks like that has actually stopped now. So I think yeah, we've got to a point where we don't need more iron going in. So we'll steal everything. Always the risk you run when you use a single belt for multiple things. Only did it out of sheer laziness.
Terminal upgraded. New technologies and recommended tasks available.
It's time to put those crank generators and power floors to use, Breaker. To make plant matter frames, you'll need planters and threshers, and they only run on electricity. After you grow and thresh Kindlevine, you'll need to thresh the Kindlevine stems it produces a second time to turn them into plant matter fiber. And then you can either craft the plant matter frames by hand or build an assembler to do it for you twice as fast. And that's a lot of new tech to activate. So if you haven't built a core composer yet, now is the time.
Right, so let's see. We want production, which is assemble it. Screw it. Make 3. We'll need them. Yes, L for the log menu. I don't care about the log menu. The first thing to look at. Copper wire and mechanical components. I think all of that just requires... Ah, no, mechanical needs copper and iron. So let's have a look. I was going to make belts. I need mechanical components as well. That needs copper and iron. Iron can come down here. That's fine. To split some of you off to go to there. Also probably need you a little bit further down as well. If you get the middle one making the mechanical components, the one on the edge making conveyor belts. The other one was copper wire. Okay. I mean, for now I can just cheat. Can I? Oh no, I can't. I've got 1. I have to go and steal some from the other belt. One, 2, 3, 4 more. Oh no. We won't replace it there because there's a slight bump. Pull one in each of those. Nope, inserted the wrong way. Inserted that way, inserted that way. And then inserted out. Honestly, as much as getting the next level would be really useful, yeah, as much as getting tech tree stuff will be handy, I think we want to make sure we have the basic resources going first. Especially when it comes to like making stuff like inserters and conveyor belts and all those sorts of things, because they are double efficiency when done in the assemblers. It costs the exact same amount in an assembler to make two compared to what it takes to make one handcrafted. So we'll do that. Oh. Do that. That. One goes that way, one goes that way. And come out there. You make wires. What was the thing that we were doing that required... Oh yeah, it was the research. That was it. I remember now. We do that. You one out. And do that. And then we'll prep that to go that way. So we want you to go there. Then we want that. What don't we need on here? Sparks, we don't need you as a cube. Don't need core composers on here yet. Don't need the pickaxe because we have the mole now. Oh, you know what? Let's just tweak these around a little. So put the conveyors on number 2. Regular inserters on 3. Fast inserters on 4. Filters on 5. Smelters on 7. Don't think we have any miners at the moment. I'll put miners on 6 when we get some more assemblers onto 8. And containers on 9. That will work for now. Not using light posts at the moment. That's Mark II conveyors. We aren't even touching those yet. And we don't want the purple things on here anymore for the purple cores because we're going to be automating those shortly. So logistic. We do at least need to build 3 more of these things manually. I also want to drop down a container. Can I drop it? Can I be cheeky and drop it down here? I can. Wonderful. That's going to be our conveyors, which we know we're going to need. Oh, well, you don't actually... You don't need that, so let's get rid of you. We'll use you for something else. Take the copper wire. Be interested to see what late game looks like with this at some point. So that's going to start making purples, which is good. That's making belts quite quickly. I wasn't actually expecting that. Do we keep the crank running? We're just going to need 10 more belts, which have probably already been done by now. Perfect. And once we've connected this up, like so, that will auto feed them into there as they're made. Which should logistics. There we go. Lung inserters are ready to go. So we now want to make... Oh, we have just enough. That's helpful. And they have sat nicely into the slot we wanted. You go to there, and let's put iron feed back there. And that's what we want. Next step, get to the point where we can actually get the part of the tech tree that lets us automate these cranks. We've scanned the bits we need, we just need the tech. Yeah, those are going to feed in. Upper wire goes across. Mechanical components are half going into making more belts and half going into making cores. Which for the low level tech is all we need. Cores will slowly go down here. Get stored in the box. And then get turned to here. And as that continues, we're going to slowly be able to get our better stuff. Oh, the crank connect, I think we'll take. Because now, I'd forgotten that was its own separate piece of research. Should mean that all of our generators are now connected, so we only have to crank the 2 of them to get all of them working. Of course, we do want the water wheel, but that's going to have to come in time. My God, we've been going for an hour and a half already. Well, hour and 20. Time flies when you're destroying nature to build things. Oh, and this just isn't using fuel because it's just completely full. And they're not even halfway through the fuel yet. That was a good idea, just filling them up straight away. Where am I gonna, is the question. Where do I want to put my, my plant fabrication area, my farming area? Last game I had it sort of over here, above everything else. But then there was a long trip going back down here to feed the stuff to everything. So I might put it up on here this time. And that way it's got a shorter journey and I can do like one each. Do like one set that goes and feeds these things, just do one big set for just plant matter in general. And split it to go half and half, because we're obviously not using that much power at the moment. But eventually we're going to want to go vertical and have extra miners going up as well. Assuming there's not a bigger cave for us at some point. I did only get so far in this before I stopped playing and moved on to other things. This game pretty much has the same problem I had with Dyson Sphere program, which was the early game is kinda slow. Dyson at least had a lot of open area to use. In here, obviously, it's a cave system, so there's only so much space we can use without without getting the mole out and starting ripping the walls down, which takes a long time, at least at the start of the game. What we'll do, since we should have a good amount of... We do. That's a lot of belts. We can start splitting off the spares again. We're not using quite as many as we need for that, so we might as well. Anything that's spare can go off. Activate one crank and all three go. Don't want the accumulator yet. What have we got? We need the planter for a start.
Task inbound. Planter. Supply with seeds to rapidly reproduce fully grown flora. Electrical power required.
We also need power floors. Copper wire and iron ingot. Which I can actually automate that as well. I do that, build one more assembler, and then put the stuff back in. Since we're obviously making way more copper wire than we currently need, you can feed an iron in there, copper wire in here. Tell you we want our floors. We need 2 ingots and 1 wire. I'm actually going to get rid of you, and we are going to swap you for the good ones. Yeah, that makes 10 floor at a time. That is quite a lot. One thing I wish the storages had was a thing like Factorio had, where you could limit how much stuff went into a storage. Because I don't necessarily want to fill this into... Well, probably do really want to fill it with power floor eventually. But for now, we don't want that much. Probably 100 for 10 by 10. I'm thinking if we build that slightly above the ground over here, that leaves us extra area to put cranks down for water wheels if we need. Although saying that, I might as well just put it over there near ground level. We can have multiple levels of plant at some point. Yeah, so let's say get 120 maybe. Well, let's just leave it for a bit and see. Because we're not even gonna want, we're gonna want the 10 by 10 we need to put the stuff on. But we're also gonna want enough to connect it. You know, connect the power floor to the rest of the power floor. Which could be another like 30 floor we need. And the good thing would be as well is actually getting enough to go and connect it to this power floor back here as well. So you can start using the accumulators. So when we're not using power, we're storing it. You're not needed. Don't know where I thought you were. Well, we are actually getting to a point where we have run out of the backlog, so we should probably do the original plan, which was double the production. Plant go in, plant go in, and we go. Good to go. Yeah, as long as one gets passed every now and then, that's fine. So power floors, we are going this way. So we want one thing. Should have enough to connect these up now. Connect that. The crank's going, and then we should have all this power floor going. We are now properly using these lovely accumulators. I might as well dump down the two that we
Task
got
inbound.
as well.
Accumulator. Stores electrical power for delayed distribution.
Thank you. I know that. Right, and thresher.
Task inbound. Thresher. Supply with resources to produce a variety of organic goods. Electrical power required.
I have enough iron, I just need more copper. So 2 threshers. Screw it, let's get some more planters as well. Oh, right, now to remember how I set this up before. Do we want... Hmm... There one coming out. To pull out the stuff. To remember how this worked. So where's them damn vines we need? Oh wait, I was going the wrong way. I need to do the planter first. So we plant those. Now they will need to feed into the thresher. And then if I remember right, the thresher makes stems and seeds. The seeds we want to feed back into here. And the stems can go off to be burnt. Hey, Ezzy. Making me want to... Yeah, making me have to do healthy things like stretch. How could you? So evil. Luckily, these are going quite quickly. Although it might as well add the other 2 on. Right, so that is harvesting, and that's going into there.
Threshing initiated. Be advised that all generated outputs must be relieved for production without disruption.
And this is where we want
Filter inserters are especially
our
critical for
filters.
machines like threshers that produce both seeds and plant matter. You might not want to have different things spitting out to the same line or getting pulled into the same machine. And the filter inserter is going to help you with that.
I am alive, at least, Ezzy. Not happy the fact that, you know, soon I have to, you know, go back to work. Yeah, back on Monday. Annoyingly enough. I wish 'twere not the case. As always, it feels like the 2 weeks I've had off have been like just a regular weekend. And I hate it. When that's making extract and fibre. What did we actually need? So we do need fibre for the frames. Extract? I have no idea what we need the extract for, if I'm honest. I've forgotten. Let's put you on.
Your stuff has places to go and machines to meet, Breaker. Keep building those conveyor belts.
Yeah, I kind of forgot I had 2 weeks off as well, and now I'm sad that I've wasted it all. As with every single time I have that length of time off work, I'm like, I know what, I can do this, I'll get this done, I'll get that done, etc, etc. And then 2 weeks later, none of that stuff that I said I was going to do gets done. And now, this will do, because I don't want to have to deal with more. So now the stuff to make the fibre that we need is going to go directly into there. The seeds are going to come out, go on the swirly belt. And get it fed back in. Do we have? We do have enough for another assembler. Good. expand this a little bit. Do filters, extract, and fiber. You'll be the extract because you're going to just disappear. You're going to be the fiber. You're going to get fed directly into this assembler. And then we will just drop a container down and dump both things into the same one. And that's the next thing we need for the tech. We obviously still haven't quite filled up on all the ingots yet. But our tech, literal to our, sadly, they don't have the mushroom anymore, so I'm going to say the literal almost tech tree is being made, but now it's just going to be a tower. Okay, so a long way to go for ingots. Plant matter frames will at least be quicker. This is Techtonica. Imagine Satisfactory, but prettier, and in a cave. You know what I do need to do? No, I don't have the tech yet. Let's have a look. Let's get that flattened for the mole. Unlock the hover pack, that's one we want.
Task inbound. Filter inserters. Must be configured to transfer materials and products of a selected type. Electrical power required.
Electrical power is required for
Task
everything.
inbound. Hover pack. Increases standard altitude for enhanced planning and exploration.
And that is one thing I do want. Will I cannibalize other things? Yes, because now I can go...
Hover pack equipped. Jump twice in rapid succession to initiate liftoff.
Now I can zoop. Do the floaty. Oh, it has just hit midnight. Well, 3 minutes ago it hit midnight, so I'll probably call it quits now. This is one of those games that you start playing and you're like, don't realise. I mean, we've been going for this for almost 2 hours. We've unlocked a fair bit of the tech tree. And our beautiful stack of glowy goop is being produced. I do want to try doing this multiplayer because I know that Sheep has got this. the next time he's in factory mood, rather than putting us through the pain and torment of C block again, maybe I'll see if he wants to join in on this nonsense. But we've got our first little bit of automation running at least, which is the planters and threshers, which is making the plant frames for the next tech tree. We've also got belts and power floor being made, and also obviously eventually every now and then we're getting a couple of extra research cores done, and those research cores are going directly to the block. So this is a hell of a lot quicker than I got to this point. The first time I played it probably took me about 5 hours to get to this point, because I didn't have the threshers and everything this early. Because obviously, since normally you have to like complete tasks to get shown where to go, the fact that I remembered the areas to go to pick these things up early meant we didn't have to do the journal tasks to get told where to go. Oh wow, are we actually at the point now where we're not making enough ore? Okay, so it seems it's a 1-to-1. Yeah, 1 miner to 1 smelter. Which, if that's the case, I might have to think about rethink the design of these. Well, they're saying that no, because there are techs to increase mining speed and stuff later on. So it would mess things up. I'd rather have just like stuff sitting on a belt unused than mess. But here, have some extra ore that was just sitting unused in my bag for some reason. It's weird because these ones seem to be fine, but yeah, never mind. So let's save game. Oh, I wish I could actually like call it a name. But yeah, it is still early access, so I know that chances are multiplayer is going to be buggy, which is one reason why I'm not that like horsey, on multiplayer for this for me and Shooper. The only reason I'm playing today is that there've been some quality of life things added in. You say it's the best kind of multiplayer, but normally I would say yes. If it's a game like, say, Risk of Rain 2. But when it's a game that kind of forces you to, like, spend hours upon hours doing a certain thing, if the thing ends up being broken or something goes wrong, and you have to redo those 2 hours, that's not the good kind of multiplayer. That's the kind of I'm never playing this game again multiplayer. Oh, for you it might be. For me, it's not. That would really frustrate me. Let's see who's on. How the hell is Chubb still on? Chubb can't still be on. Chubb is still on. We're going to Chubb. Just because it's confusing that Chubb is still on at this time of night. But as always, thank you everyone for watching. It's fun as always. Yeah, I like me some factory game. So yeah, hopefully another stream tomorrow. I'm thinking of starting a bit earlier and doing some like live 2D rigging, maybe. So keep an eye out. It probably around usual time, if not a bit earlier. But until then, thank you for watching, and I'll send you to Chubb. Bye-bye.